What's up, Hollywood men fam? Get ready to dive headfirst into the absolute craziest news hitting the wires right now. The pace is relentless, the updates are nonstop, and if you're not plugged in, you're missing out on the conversations that matter. We've got the inside scoop on major shifts, surprising admissions, and game-changing moments that are defining the cultural landscape. This isn't just news, it's the pulse of what's happening, delivered with the energy you expect. First up, a titan of Hollywood is opening up about facing his deepest professional fears, stepping way outside his comfort zone for a role that could redefine his career. What happens when a global superstar confronts the possibility of not being enough? You're about to find out. Then, we're tracking a massive development in the tech world that's set to disrupt how we interact with our digital lives. Get ready for something completely new. Plus, a beloved music icon is making waves with a surprising announcement that has fans buzzing with anticipation. And we've got the latest on a cultural phenomenon that continues to grow, with new details emerging that you won't want to miss. Stick around, because this is the Hollywood Men update you absolutely cannot afford to miss. Hit that like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you're always in the know. Hollywood's fearless transformation. Dwayne Johnson, a name synonymous with blockbuster action and larger-than-life charisma, is venturing into uncharted territory with his upcoming film, The Smashing Machine. This biographical drama delves into the tumultuous life of former MMA and UFC fighter Mark Kerr, a role that has pushed Johnson to confront significant personal and professional anxieties. In a candid interview with Vanity Fair, the global superstar confessed to experiencing genuine fear and self-doubt before and during the filming process, a raw admission that offers a rare glimpse behind his typically unshakable public persona. Johnson, who has spent over 2 decades building a formidable career in high-octane action, flicks, and family-friendly blockbusters, has largely been typecast in roles that play to his established strengths. However, The Smashing Machine demanded a departure from this comfortable mold, requiring him to embody the gritty reality of an athlete battling addiction and personal demons. This shift wasn't just about physical transformation, it was about emotional vulnerability, a territory Johnson admitted he had been hesitant to explore, fearing it might limit his opportunities. "I realized that maybe these opportunities weren't coming my way because I was too scared to explore this stuff," Johnson shared, revealing a profound realization about his own career trajectory. He expressed a deep hunger for a role that would allow him to be raw and gritty and rip myself open, a desire finally met by the challenging narrative of Mark Kerr. The physical metamorphosis for the role was equally demanding, involving extensive prosthetics that took hours to apply each day. Johnson described the process of watching himself transform in the mirror, a multi-hour ritual involving 13 to 14 subtle, yet impactful prosthetic pieces. This meticulous transformation was crucial for him to fully inhabit the character, stating, "By the time I got to set, I was Mark Kerr and I felt it, from how he walked to how he talked and how he looked at life." This dedication underscores Johnson's commitment to authenticity, even when it meant confronting his own fears about stepping outside the superhero-like persona the industry and audiences had come to expect. His willingness to embrace such a challenging and emotionally taxing role signifies a significant artistic risk, pushing the boundaries of his career and potentially redefining how the public perceives him. This move challenges the common industry dilemma of balancing audience expectations with artistic growth, demonstrating that true evolution often lies in confronting the unknown and embracing vulnerability. But what did the critics and fans have to say about this bold career move? We'll break down the early reactions and what this means for Johnson's future in dramatic roles. The Rock's metamorphosis, fear and prosthetics. Dwayne Johnson, widely known as The Rock, is candidly discussing the profound fear and extensive preparation involved in his latest acting endeavor, The Smashing Machine. This upcoming biographical drama centers on the life of 2-time UFC heavyweight champion Mike Kerr, a role that has compelled Johnson to confront deep-seated anxieties about dramatic acting. In a recent conversation with Vanity Fair, Johnson revealed the intense emotional state he experienced, admitting, "It was very real." I had not experienced that in a very, very, very long time, where I was really scared and thinking, I don't know if I can do this. Can I do this? This admission marks a significant departure from his typical action-oriented roles, highlighting a deliberate push into more challenging, character-driven performances. Johnson elaborated on how this fear might have previously hindered his career, suggesting, I realized that maybe these opportunities weren't coming my way because I was too scared to explore this stuff. He expressed a strong desire for a role that would allow him to showcase a more vulnerable and unvarnished side, a craving that The Smashing Machine has fulfilled. The film is slated for release on October 3rd, and it promises to explore Kerr's complex life, including his struggles with addiction and the immense pressures of his fighting career. Johnson's commitment to authenticity extended beyond emotional depth, encompassing a significant physical transformation for the role. He detailed the daily process of undergoing a 3 to 4 hour prosthetic application, involving approximately 13 to 14 distinct pieces. I just sat in front of that mirror for 3 to 4 hours and watched it all change. There were about 13 or 14 different prosthetics. Subtle, yet I think very impactful, Johnson recounted. He explained that this transformation was crucial for his immersion into the character. By the time I got to set, I was Mark Kerr and I felt it, from how he walked to how he talked and how he looked at life. Despite not being a proponent of therapy, Johnson recognized the necessity of tapping into his own life experiences to portray Kerr authentically. He described the process as both scary and nourishing and freeing, ultimately allowing him to rip it open. This dedication to method acting, combined with his willingness to confront personal fears, suggests a significant evolution in Johnson's approach to his craft, aiming to break free from his established action hero image and explore more nuanced, dramatic territory. The film's upcoming release is highly anticipated, with many eager to see how Johnson tackles such a demanding and emotionally resonant role. While Johnson embraced the challenge, how did his co-star Emily Blunt perceive his transition into this gritty new persona? We've got the details on their on-set chemistry. The Rock's vulnerable confession, facing fear in the Smashing Machine. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, a global icon celebrated for his commanding presence in action blockbusters, is stepping into a new era of his career with The Smashing Machine. This upcoming biographical drama, focusing on the life of MMA fighter Mark Kerr, sees Johnson confronting a deep-seated fear that he believes has held him back from exploring more raw, gritty roles. In a recent interview, Johnson revealed a vulnerability rarely seen by the public, admitting that his hesitation to tackle such demanding parts stemmed from a fear of not being capable. I realized that maybe these opportunities weren't coming my way because I was too scared to explore this stuff, he confessed, offering a candid look at the internal barriers he's faced throughout his 2-decade career. For years, Johnson has been a cornerstone of Hollywood, delivering consistent performances in high-grossing franchises and family comedies. This reliability has cemented his status as one of the industry's most bankable stars, but has also, by extension, confined him to a particular type of on-screen persona. Johnson's admission suggests that this limitation was not solely an industry construct, but also a self-imposed one, born from an unwillingness to shed his polished, almost superhero-like image. The Smashing Machine represents a significant departure, delving into the complexities of Mark Kerr's life, which includes battles with addiction and the profound mental toll of athletic excellence. Portraying Kerr requires Johnson to move beyond physical prowess and embrace emotional transparency, a challenge he acknowledges he hadn't fully embraced in past projects. The fear Johnson describes is intrinsically linked to the act of exposing vulnerability on screen, a prospect he found daunting. His willingness to tackle this biographical drama signifies a commitment to artistic evolution, a desire to test his capabilities beyond the established boundaries of his career. By confronting these fears head-on, Johnson is not only challenging himself as an entertainer, but also as an actor, embracing material that pushes him emotionally as much as it does physically. His confession serves as a powerful reminder that even the most successful figures in entertainment grapple with self-doubt and the instinct for self-preservation. The Smashing Machine has the potential to reshape audience perceptions of Johnson, proving that genuine artistic growth often blossoms when individuals dare to face their deepest apprehensions and venture into the unknown. This candid reflection on his career choices and the fears that accompanied them offers a compelling narrative about personal growth and the pursuit of artistic fulfillment. While Johnson grappled with his own fears, his co-star Emily Blunt shared her perspective on his transformative performance. What did she have to say about their collaboration? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's fearful dive into UFC legend's life. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has opened up about the profound fear he experienced while preparing to portray UFC legend Mark Kerr in the forthcoming A24 film, The Smashing Machine. Despite accepting the challenging role, Johnson admitted to Vanity Fair that the prospect of transforming into the former fighter left him really scared. This candid confession sheds light on the actor's internal struggles as he steps outside his established action hero persona into a more dramatic and gritty narrative. The film, slated for release on October 3rd, chronicles Kerr's career, including his notorious Smashing Machine nickname, earned for his devastating ground-and-pound technique and his personal battles. Johnson, who has built a massive following over the past decade with his consistent success in action films, acknowledged that this role represents one of his most serious undertakings to date. The fear he described was palpable. It was very real. I had not experienced that in a very, very, very long time, where I was really scared and thinking, I don't know if I can do this. Can I do this? He further reflected on how this apprehension might have impacted his career, stating, I realized that maybe these opportunities weren't coming my way because I was too scared to explore this stuff. I was so hungry for an opportunity to do something raw and gritty and rip myself open. This hunger for a more challenging role is now being met by the demanding portrayal of Mark Kerr. The physical transformation required for the film was also a significant undertaking for Johnson. He underwent a transformation process that took over 3 hours daily, involving the application of 13 to 14 distinct prosthetic pieces. I just sat in front of the mirror for 3 or 4 hours and watched it all change. There were about 13 or 14 different prosthetics. Subtle, yet I think very impactful, Johnson explained. He emphasized that this meticulous process was key to his embodiment of the character. By the time I got set, I was Mark Kerr and I felt it, from how he walked and how he talked and how he looked at life. Johnson's long-standing admiration for MMA and the UFC, evident in his past involvement with the sport, including presenting an award to Jorge Masvidal, adds a layer of personal connection to this project. His willingness to confront fear and undergo such a drastic transformation underscores his dedication to artistic growth and his desire to explore the depths of his acting capabilities beyond his well-known action star image. Johnson's transformation is certainly impressive, but how did the film's co-star, Emily Blunt, find working with him on such an intense project? We've got her take next. And that's a wrap on today's rapid-fire news. We saw Dwayne Johnson confronting his acting fears for The Smashing Machine, diving deep into a gritty role. We also covered major tech disruptions, a music icon's surprise announcement, and a growing cultural phenomenon with fresh details. Don't miss out on any of the action. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, leave a comment with your thoughts, and follow us on all social platforms for even more exclusive content. We'll see you in the next one.